Angithi thokozani ngithi amene kini nonke abathandekayo. It's me. Machapela an indigenous prophet and a sangoma. Gosh, based in the south of Johannesburg. I even forgot my intro, guys. You can see I'm ready to sleep now, and I have a message that I want to deliver that I guess has been on my mind. Guys, I'm sorry for the absence. All my clients, they come here, oh Coco, your videos, oh Coco, when are you shooting a new video? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, my son smashed my camera and I had other things to do, guys. I'll soon be announcing what I've been busy with. Ooh, but what is that? You know, I'll soon be announcing what I've been busy with once I'm done, because it's really important. It also includes you, it also includes the Eastern Cape, so I'm really busy with all of that stuff. I'm busy on 7 Rose, which I'm happy about. I have not disappeared in this sphere. I have yeah, I've also been trying to look after myself. I think the past year was so physically torturous to my body. Everything angisemanzini mangibuya nabantu abaningi abangidindile ngishayise ebusuku. That time I have a family thereafter, so I've really been trying to balance, and I've really been spending time. I've really been enjoying it, but I'm going to, for those who have sent me messages, I am going to respond. I'm back, guys. I'm back. I'm back full force. For those who don't know, I also have initiates, so it's really been busy, guys. Yes, so yes. Nijani ni rise ngiyanthanda futhi ngiyanikhumbula namhlanje. Ngiyazi ukuthi you guys have been through my transition to prophet to sangoma and now to gobela, and those of you who've consulted a few years ago, you'll be like, oh God, that time on prophet, and now I'm spilling the bowls and profiting at the same time. You're like, yo, now I missed the speaker. Where's your speaker? And I'm sorry I don't have my speaker on. It's just that I was literally getting ready for bed. And this message is for isithunywa, abantu abanesithunywa, abantu abanomoya. We have in the previous videos gone through, of course, people with symptoms, uphakamisa umoya. We've done quite a few conversations around that. So now I want to ngifuna ukuqonda abantu abaphakamisa isithunywa noma abaphakamise isithunywa ngiqonda nina. Ukuphakamisa isithunywa, as we've discussed in the past 2 videos, is isithunywa. There are 2 ways of phakamisa isithunywa. You either go to umprofita, umuntu ozokuphakamisa isithunywa, or you go esontweni, of which they also some churches zomoya, of which they also have the capability of phakamisa isithunywa. Ithunywa, we can categorize them into 2, and in fact we can do so. We can categorize them into 3. Into 3. Sinesithunywa sesonto, sinesithunywa esi-independent, meaning umuntu wayesebenza abantu, no matter how usiphakamise kanjani, but akusi umuntu ophakamisele esontweni futhi akalidingi isonto. Number 3, we've got isithunywa that's self-initiated, ne? Lama self-initiation angeke ngene kakhulu kuzona, because it raises another debate, which this video is not about that. Mhlambe another video sizoqonda laba aba self-initiator basabafuna ama-advise, and then we are self-initiate. Ama-advisor akasuke edlosini, guys. Angihleki bagogo. I know bakhona. So by 3, ne? Abesonto usually nina nizophupha isonto vele. Yabona? Abes2 isithunywa esifuna ukuphakanyiswa, but you don't really dream about amasonto. You might not even dream that much ngeimpahla zesithunywa, etc. And then number 3, of course, we've got bar. So I just wanted to distinguish lava by 2 because the self-initiation is quite clear. So isithunywa sesonto, isithunywa ikakhulukazi abantu bakhona ababona isonto bazoboniswa nama-uniform wesonto, bazoboniswa nesonto, amakhala wesonto, umnyango wesonto mele ube njani. Wena mawuphupha all the time uphupha usesontweni, loyo muntu loyo they can initiate privately, or they can go to a church, but at the end of the day isithunywa sakhona sijatshuliswa isonto, sijatshuliswa by that community vibe that a church can give to that moya, or it thrives in a church environment. Meaning, whether you've raised your stunya elsewhere and then you still dream of a church a lot, it needs you to be in a church environment, because uthola ukuthi loyo gogo nomkhulu or umkhulu loyo is people that stunya is someone that used to love church. Even if they weren't doing anything special, they weren't profiting at church, they weren't healing, but there were some people that had a love for church, so they will drive you to church. And then you get a stunya like mine that is independent. My stunya was not self-initiated, but it was definitely independent, because I never saw churches. I don't really vibe a lot with that formal structure sesonto. Futhi nginenkani nesithunywa sami sinenkani, because luckily for me, guys, isithunywa sami azange ngisiphuphe. Futhi isithunywa sami, yeah, it was my mother's aunt, basically, on my mother's maternal side. And when my baba, the person who took me through isithunywa, I was trying to do baby hairs earlier, so excuse the the twinkles in my hair. When my baba saw my speaker, that my speaker should be yellow, I never dreamt of my speaker, guys. Mina, let me tell you something. I was brand new, out of the box, from Incindies, or from Christ Save Me. I went to a consultation. I am now told to go to boom. You got a sunya, you also a sangoma. I never dreamt nothing. Only snakes. Every day. It's me and the snakes. It's me and the water. But I mean, those things are quite general to a person who's brand new, who's not being exposed to traditional stuff. You can think, maybe I need a holiday, I need to swim, or like, you know, the snakes. I had no idea about the snakes. The snakes at church, if I ever told a pastor, he'd be like, yeah, that's enemies. That's all your enemies. They're coming after you. And it makes sense, because the snakes were always chasing me. There was this yellow python in particular. Man, that lady, oh my God. I remember I was about 9, and I had this dream about this yellow python. This is short dream. I'm gonna get back to the point. And this yellow python was in my mother's house. And it's like I discovered it in the lounge. I was watching TV. There she is, very large, very fresh, very yellow, and obviously I'm running. It's me and her now. She's following me up and down, and then I end up in the kitchen, and then I say, here's the kitchen sink. It's higher than all the other furniture that I can reach, and when I get on the kitchen sink, it'll never get me. And the dream ended where she had raised her neck and she was striking. And the pastor said to me, definitely, you got demons, Matapela, and your enemies, they are striking. So then I thought, oh my God, it's the witches. They're getting me. It's over now, you know. So in the context of Isintu, I was not exposed. Like some of you will tell me every time you come to me that I'm confused. I don't know what, you know. So I never even dreamt of this speaker. My Baba said, you got a yellow speaker, and there's a lady that's behind you that's wearing a yellow speaker. you know. And when I told my mother, luckily my mom, she could remember, would know I had a great aunt, or I had an aunt who used to profit people. She was a sangoma and she was a prophet, and she never got trained anywhere. She just used to see, and people used to call her a witch because she was so sharp, and she used to wear this yellow speaker. And then we saw, okay, I know who my gogo is now, because fortunately my Stunya is someone that had worked as a prophet, yabo, but she never initiated, yabo. She never initiated as far as the history goes, as far as I hear. So that is why I am not compelled to join a church. I am not compelled to join a vibe. Yaba Porofita. It's when I finished in Jintotakatabu Porofita, she took over, you know. She took over in that, as I was panicking that I don't know what to do. What if I get someone like this? What will I do? I don't have that formal training. They just pagamisa on my Stunya. And she just said, calm down. I'll show you what to do. Get these things and these things for me. And those things came through my sense. And that is it, guys. Ukupagamisa isithunywa, ukupagamisa sense yomuntu phela. Ukupagamisa umoya is not uyabona ke kodwa manje yazi uthi Ramaphosa hey, and manga ngisho lento ngoRamaphosa ngiyatshela sinini I'm gonna be disappearing. Is this gonna work? Is it gonna work? This light is not even fully charged. Nina amaphakamisa isithunywa. The act of ukuphakamisa isithunywa and the act yokuthwasa isiprofita, those are two different things, and there are two different sthunywas that will want those different things. Kunesithunywa that is independent, meaning ukuphakamisa lo moya, ukuphakamisa lo gogo noma umkhulu. Once that spirit has been initiated, has been awoken, the processes have been done to awake this spirit. That spirit, because it is independent, will take over, and they will teach that child how they used to heal or how they want to heal. Now remember, Istunya can be your gogo that used to go to Roman Catholic, to the Methodist Church, someone who was born again, I swear. But their destiny was to be a prophet, an indigenous one, because we are all indigenous beings. You are of African heritage, you are of black heritage, meaning that you are part of that original culture that Abogogo Nomkulu grew up in before any of these things were altered. Now, remember and understand that your Gogos and Mkulus had their own beliefs. You can have a Gogo and Mkulu that didn't want to use impepo, that didn't believe in candles, that didn't believe in ancestors. This is why we say it takes 2 years for a deceased person to be regarded as idlozi, because they go to school over there. Just as when you lose a baby, when you miscarry a baby or you go through an abortion, that baby is growing edlozini. They go to school also. So if you've lost a baby last year, your baby is now 1 year old. And that is why we say you always recognize the spirit of the deceased. You light a white candle, you light a pink candle, you recognize your baby's birthday because they are growing, they are having birthdays. And that's why we do naming ceremonies as well for children when they pass away, or when we do the cleansings. You need to name the baby because they are alive. They are just not alive in this realm. So same as your Gogos and Mkulus, they are not the same people. When they transitioned, they change because they learn the truth. The truth is that we are original, even if we change in this world. When we get to our true form on the other side, we now start to learn or go back to the roots that we ran from on this earth. that means ukuthi ugogo wayethe ungamshisela impepho yena esaphila angayicela vele leyo mpopho guys ngisebenza ngabantu. I meet people. These are not my own expressions or my perceptions. I have heard countless stories of ugogo wami uthe singamphahli thina singamkhumisela impepho. Once a client told me 2 months later the gogo reappeared wacela umqombothi, and the exact thing that gogo said before she died was, do not make those things for me. I will not require them. She is only a human being. She was only a human being. She did not know what she will need over there and who she will be over there. So it can be somebody that was not a prophetess or a sangoma before, but is somebody that went from this earth. They transitioned with the gift in them. The gift now needs to work for them to unlock different levels so that they can grow and heal and gain access to different spheres and powers as well through us. So our destinies meet, right? Ningablame abogogo nomkhulu ukuthi babaleka izinto zabo manje thina mele sizithwale. They ran away from their responsibilities. Now we need to live out those responsibilities. No, you were going to be a prophet whether your grandhead did it or not. You are going to be a sangoma whether your grand did it or not. Your destinies only meet halfway, because somewhere down there is going to be someone who doesn't do the right thing while they are still alive. It is what it is, guys. All right. So for those people, bakhona they are going to need you to go to church for the training and the support of church, depending on the kind of character that you have that's living inside you that is asking you to activate is tool. Now, my gogo, since she was not initiated formally, someone that had a natural gift, a very sharp gift at that, I didn't need much in terms of inkaso and things like that. My personal opinion is that all Tunyas are able to be independent depending on the kind of environment and depending on the host, depending on the person that is holding them. Most of your Tunyas, all of your Tunyas are capable of healing, are capable of working without the training or the support of a church structure. Isithunywa sesonto sifuna isonto for enjoyment, for growth, for fellowship, for sound, for music. Not that isonto they hold your gift like this and without them you can't do anything. It's not like that. Even when you are initiating with a gobela or a facilitator like me. Now, both of these institutions cannot teach you how to see. Uphakamisa is thunywa. It is to phakamisa your gift, for you to realize certain things about how your moya communicates. Now, isithunywa nesithunywa will have its own speciality. You've got isithunywa sokwelapha. You've got an angel of healing. They deal very much with healing. Very much. You've got isithunywa sokuthandaza. They deal very much with prayer. You don't have a job, first thing they're going to do is pray for you. You're sick, first thing they're going to do is pray for you. You have problems in your marriage, first thing they're going to do is pray for you. And then unesithunywa sokuhlola kakhulu, bagxila kakhulu ekuhloleni. Even though your sithunywa is going to do all of these things, there is a speciality that amba phambili kusithunywa sakho. Not to say these things are isolated or that isithunywa sokuthandaza kuphela, isithunywa sokwelapha sokulapha kuphela. Don't get me wrong there. You guys play with your opportunities. You go and you pay for your speakers, you get them done. You take your time, you pay fees. And I'm talking about people that are doing the right things for you. I'm not talking about your fly-by-night. I'm not talking about your tsotis out there that are claiming to phakamisa ithunywa and badlela abantu imali babahlalisa ezindlini zabo for 6 months. Abantu baloko beclean ayikho into abayifunda ayikho into eyenzakalayo. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about you got a genuine gobela. You yourself, you are genuine. You want to get this thing done. Do not play with your opportunity. Meaning, 5 people can go to the same school, attend the same class with the same lecturer. But unfortunately, these 5 people will not be getting the same results at the end of the semester. Why? because every student is different. You will get your student who is eager, who wants to take in information, who wants to use their opportunities to the best of their advantage. Then you're going to get a student who is there because their parents told them to. And then you're going to get a student who doesn't even believe in what they are doing. So you are wasting your time, you are wasting your money. Because izinto zonke zedlozi, they are 50-50. You bring your 50, your dlozi brings your 50. They are 50. The trick to uguporofeta or to see the power of your stunya is belief, and that's that. And because it's so simple, people take it for granted. Not knowing if it is because people exacerbate into yoguporofeta or into yogubona. We get so good at seeing that it looks like there's extra stuff we did or there's extra stuff that we know. I'll tell you something. On my journey as Tunya, I had a nice time. I had a lekker time, man. We went to the rivers, we went to the mountains. You know, there was a boring time where I had to futa all the time. But after that, we went to the mountains, we went to the waters. And I was like, wow, I had never seen this part of the world before. But I didn't see anything amazing that was happening in me. Like, I thought I was gonna see them at night, like live. I thought I was gonna see movies. I had expectations of my own, of course, because looking at people profiting in my mind, I have my own assumptions. Okay, they are seeing these vibes and they really like in there with the cookies and the coolies and stuff. And I got really nervous towards the end of my stunya journey. I got really nervous because I had used my last 5,000 rand. In fact, I had taken that 5,000 rand from a bill I was supposed to pay, which was really important. And I had lost my job, and guys, it was literally my last cent that I spent on ukuphakamisa istool. Number two, my trainer was not very talkative. You know, you have questions and what. He was not that guy, and he was so scary, and I personally was scared of him, but that was just his personality. But he did his job very well. I'll still thank him for the rest of my days. I still thank him, and I thank him most of all for his support after my initiation. I really do still thank him. So towards the end of my stunya took 7 days to raise. It didn't take 7 days, I lie, because there were breaks in between. My baba was very busy, so he could only see me like sometimes once a week. That's the only thing that extended, but it should have been 7 days essentially. So I'm getting towards the end of my stunya, and he asked me, he looks at me in the rearview mirror. He used to drive, and then I'll sit at the back. And then he's looking at me at the rearview mirror, and he's like, so what do you see? What are the changes, Gogo? And I'm like, literally nothing. Literally, I just smell like people from praying all the time and passing all. I'm passing so hard, but I'm still like me. Like, I still feel okay. And he was like, no, wait till the last day. And on the last day, that is when he was probing to see if my stunya is up or not. Meaning, he was asking me bits of information that I would only know if my stunya was up, you know. And that day on the mountain, I just let it rip, because my everything depended on this act, depended on this stunya thing. I gave it. I didn't stutter. I didn't waste time. I didn't. I listened to my thoughts. I was like, I feel like this is what yes, you know, I let it rip. And you know what? When he affirmed me to say, Gogo, your stunya's up, I was like, it's hard. So now one get no profit. No one could tell me anything. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't shake me. Because I said if these gogos are alive, they're alive. And I believe I feel them, and I believe I see them, and I believe what I feel, and I believe what I think, and I believe what I imagine, and I believe what I dream. And that was that for me. Nina nithanda ma-magics inking. And unfortunately, into yedlozi, into nento, whether it's intwaso, whether we're speaking about idlozi, or whether we're speaking about isthunywa, it's a lot of spiritual work that you have to do. You gotta grow this thing, you know. Before I started charging people money, I was profiting people for free, for my own validation, for someone to say, Thokoza Gogo, that's true. How do you know that? How did you know? How did you know? You know, I would call my friends. I wouldn't tell them we're having a consultation. I'll say, hey, I miss you. Can I video call you? I video call them, and I exercise that thing, you know. And it was a safer environment for me, because if they didn't know it was a consultation, the nerves would be less for me. I would profit our garden boy. I would profit the dustbin boy. I would profit whatever was working in, especially my siblings. And all that hard work I put in, guys. I carried on as if I was still initiating this tunya. But most importantly, I exercised, and I continue to believe that this gogo in me is talking, and whatever she says is correct. You waste your time in self-doubt, and the thing is about it is that it's not about you as much as whether you're initiating in a church or initiating with a person. It's not about you. It's about the people that are living in you. And if you have been affirmed that that thing is up, she's up. And now the sad thing is that because you're not seeing the magics, you are not seeing the stars, you are not zoning out into different spheres and seeing abogogo nabomkhulu ngamehlo, you now let it go to say, ayikho lento, whatever the case may be. You've now wasted your money, you've wasted your time, and you've pissed off your ancestors, because if that person did the right things, and if they did the right things, they have no sin against you. The sin is yours. You carry that burden on your own. And things will only start to depreciate, because now this tunya is up, and you are walking around, and we are the whole day, and you are not receiving the messages because you are not being aware, because you don't really believe that they are alive or awake, because they do not show themselves the way you want them to show themselves, as crickets or whatever. Whatever magic you want to see. There's no magic. There's no magic, Edrozine. Seeing is a very spiritual thing. And seeing is not something everybody can do. But if you've got it, you've got it. Believe it. Do not let it go. Do not suppress them. Do not lose your faith in them, because they don't show up the way that you want them to at the time that you want them to. You are the one that has to succumb to them and humble yourself to them, not the other way around. Why must they come in a way that you want? Why can't you learn how they come, the way they come, how they come? Once it's been explained to you that they are coming like you see how you are seeing now, you see how you're answering my questions now. This is how they come. You are to say, oh, I will never let this go. Let me practice. Let me keep this. Let me exercise this, so that they can grow. And I myself, my self-confidence can grow. Istunya sikuli. You are the one that's cooling, because it's your self-confidence that needs to cool. It's not an easy thing to go and contact someone who looks completely healthy and say to them, you're sick, let me pray for you. Because what if you're wrong? But the thing is, if they're up, you will never be wrong. So who becomes the barrier between this person who is a patient and yourself? It is yourself. Because you are doubting this fact that you are seeing that this person is sick. Your spirit, your intuition is telling you this person is sick. You are denying it. You can't pray for them. You are not saving them. They are going to die because of you. Because you don't believe your angels are there and that they are talking. You are in fact ignoring them, because you want them to come in a colorful flag with a huge message written, this person is sick. Iyanyanyisa leyo nto leyo. iyanyanyisa indaba yabantu abadlala ngemimoya abadlala ngama opportunity kubhlungu ukuthi umuntu azothi ukucharge imali engaka uyithathe la ungenayo uthathe lelo thuba lelo udlale ngalo ngoba wena ufuna bogogo nabomkhulu benze wena the way ufuna ngakhona ukuze nisebenzisane wena nabo beze ngalendlela wena eclear wena othi eclear bakupostela ama letter wena bakuvelele live bakutsipe bakutshele futhi bakubhalele naphansi ukuthi ya namhlanje uzobona uVanessa ngonondo unenyawo likanjena ngalendlela abakhuluma nawe ngayo you are refusing them, you are turning them back and you shutting the door in their faces all the time. How you expect your things to change? Isithunywa nesithunywa siza nesipho, isipho sabo siphelele la kuwena manje ngabe kuthiwana wena unesithunywa sesonto, isonto is for the vibe. Isithunywa sasithanda vele ukuba nabanye bomama, ukuba nabanye abobaba, to be in a congregative situation, to hear the drum, to hear the trumpet, to hear the voices. That is how they get happy. It has nothing to do with how full or not full your gift is. Nothing. There's nothing a pastor can give you that your stunya doesn't already have. There's nothing your kobela can give you that your stunya doesn't already have. And sometimes you are going in and out of these places. You are going into dark places because you don't believe your stunya is full enough to function without the word or instruction or command of anybody else. Esontweni, let's take pastor for instance. You've got ukuthwasa wabaprofeta. Some of the apostles will have something called kodi achelong, that is like intwaso yabo yabaprofeta. Now not all apostles raise isithunywa the same, they don't all initiate isithunywa the same. I'm using apostle as an example, ne? They can, through or during initiation, be treating people. There are people coming in with warts, there are people coming in with no jobs, and then bagonea ditayelo tsa bogogo, ditayelo tsa manyeloi, bagnika lapho indayelo za bogogo, bagnika indayelo zengilosi ukuthi umuntu othizana mayeza ngento ethizana sime lapha kanje, onento ethizana sime lapha kanje. Mamela la indayelo lezi, these dayelos, these instructions these people are using to heal and to assist people that are jobless, etc., etc. They came from a person just like you who had an angel, who listened to their angel told them that, listen, you take bicarbonate of soda, take brown vinegar and take brown sugar, that will wash a street of a person, surely they will get a job. Okay, bicarbonate of soda, and then those become things that are used in the church. If ukoko waye sonta ukuthi okay, sesiyazi ukuthi amatiye ayageza, sesiyazi ukuthi amakofi ayafuthisa, sesiyazi ukuthi amaqanda ayamithisa, sesiyazi ukuthi icocoa powder igeza isichitho, igeza idliso, sesiyazi ukuthi ini yenzwa ini. It is because that person is a person who had a stunya just like you and they listened to them. Meaning your stunya is very well capable of telling you what to do to heal a person without a support structure, without a govela, without a church. It just depends on the house that is carrying the stunya. How willing is it to listen to the stunya? If umuntu uyimisele ukholelwa kulo moya anawo, uyakhona ukuthi elaphe umuntu engatshelwanga ukuthi thatha okuthizane nokuthizane, ngoba isithunywa nesithunywa sineyindayelo zalo. There are sthunywas who specialize ngamabhavu asekhaya. Wena ngoba uSarah Jackson wasesontweni usebenzele empophomeni, nawe sowufuna ukusebenzela empophomeni, of which is not your sthunywa's thing. Kunezithunywa ezisebenzisa iziwasho kuphela. Wena ngoba uNandi Khumalo wasesontweni naye usebenzisa iziwasho, nawe ulandela yena. kunobaba othizana osebenzisa ubulongo kuphela. Wena ngoba ubaba lapho usebenzisa ubulongo nawe sokungena obulongweni ungazi ukuthi ubulongo bunukela isithunywa sakho. Ungazi ukuthi isithunywa sakho was allergic to salt. They are not into swashos, but you are forcing to use other people's things on your isithunywa because you don't want to listen to them, because you don't believe them, you undermine them. Inhliziyo zengilosi zibuhlungu. Because this generation is so used to getting everything on a silver platter that when it's not on a silver platter, they don't want it. They don't. Into that they recognize. People don't want to work because they are feeling that if they gave me gifts, then they must show me that, they must give me something that I want to see. Ngese isikhathi uyathandaza uphahle usiyazini guys ngicela isayini ize ngento encane uthi hayi incane kakhulu, I'm not satisfied, ngicela enye. Who are you talking to? Of course abogogo nabomkhulu banechiki nabo, but okay, since it's not good enough what we've done for her, what we've shown her, asimyekeke bakiyeke ukuphalale. Izipho zenu they are going to waste, and most importantly mawunesipho ubizelwe ukuthi usize la uthunyelwe ukuthi usize khona. Ithunywa kunezithunywa zosebenza abantu, ithunywa kunezithunywa zosebenzela imindeni yabo. Either ways isipho lesi sizosebenza, whether it's for the community or it's for your own family. You are denying them help. Ngoba ngesinye isikhathi you push someone away because you do not feel your senior is adequate or you are adequate, and that person was meant for your hands only. You deny them and you say they'll find help elsewhere, and they won't because they were sent to you. Understand that if someone is you are catching someone's eye, your eye is catching someone. You are at the bank, someone's on a wheelchair, they catch your eye. That is a meeting that was arranged already by that person's ancestors and your ancestors to say, this is the day you are getting your healing. Here is a prophet we've brought to the bank at the very same time that you are here. You deny them healing. What we need is to grow up and to grow some balls. Stop expecting everything to be easy. Stop expecting everything to be obvious. And sometimes don't make things more difficult than they are. Sometimes it really is that easy. Sometimes what you think is what it is. Sometimes what you feel is what it is. Go with it. Accept and see what's going to happen. Sometimes when you tell someone the simplest thing to say, how do you feel? How you feel is what it is. And they say, this one, she has secrets that she knows she uses to see. She doesn't want to tell us. Ukuthi yena unento yabona ayinikiwe yena that time. Yabo manje it can't be. Look, the job is so great that it can't be you. You are right there. We are not worthy. We are not adequate, Tina. There's nothing that we know, Tina, as human beings. And that's okay. Accept that. But do not close off your gift bearers. Know your gift because you are putting your insecurities first. There are people in you that are greater than you, that know better than you, that know everything, that can see everything at every time. If you just lower your guards and let them work, you will see wonders. Ngiyangicela ningacindezeli ngilo season. And sometimes it takes longer for things to come to light, but at the end of the day, they will come to light. What I'll always appreciate my Kobela for is that I always bothered him. He was obviously too busy to reach out to all of us, Sibaning. But I'll phone him and say, oh, Ndade, I've missed another bill. It's bad. And he said to me, you know, I don't know why it's taking long for your things to come to light, but I guarantee you they will come to light. I guarantee you, you have the greatest gift I've seen. I guarantee you're gonna help thousands of people. I guarantee you your chemist is going to grow. I guarantee you and I can guarantee you kuzolunga. And that's all he had to say. There was no big thing that he could tell. Yes, from time to time he'd give me in the yellow futa koko keza koko, whatever the case may be. But what helped me the most from him was his encouragement. To say, hey, Baba, it's been a year, no one's coming in. I don't know what's going on. That time ni porofita ma, hey nya porofita mahal, yim nglanda wena, mgan, yim nglanda wena, nya pretty iza. Nyes paza futhi ngqokithi kulameli yelo ngithayi. Yabona la, ukhona uzongilandela because sengiready phela, ngiready. It took longer than what I would have wanted, what was convenient for me. But abokoko nomkhulu during that time, they were watching me to say, oh, no, it's 3, she's up, we are palace, back, we are palace, back, we entabeni, ngeinyawo, ngenamali yokuthi ngiyogibela taxi guys, yeah, ngeinyawo, ngiyentabeni yabotsotsi because it's the nearest one to me. I have to sneak out the house to go to the river because if my father ever saw me, he would tell me about the tsotsis and how they're gonna take my Bible and my dad. So I have to, I'm going to this plaza, I'm coming back. I'm going to the river that time. I'm not even going to the river to complain that my child's out of nappies. Or I don't have money to pay school fees. I'm going to spend time with them. Ngiyafika lapha ngilayita amakhandlela ngiyathandaza. That time imikhukhu la behind me abonyawpe aboberhi abobaba abanye nje bangcunu le bangcunu kuraf. It's not a pretty river. It doesn't smell too good too. But I know ukuthi isithunya sami siyajabula amanye la emanzini. So ngenza iplan. Ngihamba ngeinyawo kuyashisa. Ngesiphike esiyelo. Now you know this yellow speaker that, yeah, it belongs to who. That time I was a nobody. I was a nobody and I was struggling like a nobody. But I knew, okay, this thing is here. These people are here, you know. They can't let this go on for longer. But I just got to carry on. I got to keep persistent. I'm sure they're watching me. Noma ngivulapha kanjani noba kuyabanda kanjani la amanzi ngiwathole khona ngiyongena ngigeze. If ngifonele ubaba wathi hey thatha inkukhu geze lapho ngiyoyiphanda leyo mali yenkukhu. I have skipped buying wipes to buy a chicken to go and bath me, ngitshele, bath myself. Some of you maybe take it for granted because you have jobs already. Some of us, this was all we had left. It was had taken jobs, had taken corporates, had taken relationships, had taken everything. And it's all we had left. I fought for this gift. I fought. I fought even after I finished. And you know how hard it is when you finish because that support structure of your Kobela is gone. Those wonderful days of the mountains of the water, it's gone. You are now back to your house, which is maybe Carlton Center. You are back to my bills, my actual life problems. And you still got to keep that spirit up. You got to still keep believing. Some of you, it's bad. But it's up to you. Yonke into sezandleni zakho. Labantu banezindlebe bayezwa. Your ancestors have ears, they can hear. If you are persistent in bugging them, they will listen. Nina abogogo bomkhulu, nina abakhanyayo, nina abaphethe indlela zami zemali, abaphethe indlela zami zempumelelo. Ngithi vulani lamasango ngenzile lokho benithi ngikwenze ngikwenzile. Engishoda ngakho nizongibonisa ukuthi nifuna ngenze njani. Manifuna impophoma ngiboniseni, manifuna ini ngizokwenza. Only timing. The only thing is, who are you in that timing? Uyagoloza, uyalala, uyakhala, because wow, it's taking time, and you promised everybody ukuthi mawubuya wena uzobuya inongoloza, uzowina ilotho, uzobamba ini. There are two sides to taking your calling. The one side is succeeding at taking your calling, meaning into lo oyizele uyayisebenzisa. The second one is that the rest of the things impilo yakho, they are unlocking, and those can take time. It is the reality. Abanye baslow, abaphethe izinto zakho, baziphethe mara bahamba so. Omunye uyachwaka ngoba vele walima ushone limele vele uyachwaka mara uyeza. Guys, akusimnandi. It's not meant to be mnandi. It's not meant to be easy. And also, don't compare your journey to other people. I've had many people come into my chemist, and when we have similar discussions to this, they tell me, yeah, but Gogo, when I look where you are, because you don't know the difficulty I went through getting here. It's 10 people against you. Ubaso. And it can strip you of everything. Ubeso. Ukuthi umuntu uhleli la uyakuhlola ubheka hey kunemali endumbeni hey umuntu yazi uyaglowa hey yazi hey kuhle unuka kamnandi ayibo gogo ayibo wena ayibathandile ngibathandile nabe ngibakhonzile ngabasebenzela ngingenalutho ngabasebenzela bangangikhokheli ngibasebenzela kodwa ngisayine leso siphika noma ngangena umuntu kodwa ngibe available ukuthi yazini mayeza umuntu okusalayo ngizoba ready bangibhekile bathi awubeka yathanda safuthi beka file bathi beka that time get better but okusalayo guarantee kuzolunga hayi ngesikhathi sakho hayi ngokukhendla ngokuthwala hayi ngokuzicompare nabanye abantu because number one you don't know how people got to where they are. Some of them got to where they are because of blood. If you want to be there because of blood, then it's your choice. But kunokufika ngesikhathi sakho. There is arriving where you're supposed to be at your own time. Everything has its own timing. They know everything is timed perfectly. Everything. And once your rosy clicks to you, it's okay. We can trust. They will never, ever forsake you unless you are the one to forsake them first. Whenever my account gets to like 150, immediately they refill. They refill whether I'm 70 or I'm 70. But it's called Malizongen. Guys, I spend time working that trust with them. Kubhlungu ngifasta ngenza konke ngithenga amabisi ngemali engenayo ngithenga amakhandlela ngemali engenayo ngithenga impepho ke ba uyazi ukuthi abantu mabefika nje ngithi yazini ikhona into engiyibonayo so ngiprofita ne ungekangiceli ne asithi ubhuti wami whoever so that ngithi okay ngicela ukhanyise khehla mabethu ngikhanyisa ngamalini ngithi ngicela amakhandlela ngicela ngilethela amakhandlela ngangikhanyisela amakhandlela omunye mayefika ngithi ngicela ungikhanyisele ngempepho. We don't all have the spirit, and it's sad. We don't all have this enduring spirit. And the funny thing is that whether you were Christian or not before this, it's the same principles, same enduring. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. When the time is right, them bogogo bomkhulu, including Mvelingangi, they will make it right. Ningasibheki isiglowa kanje we are nothing special. We all had to earn our spaces. We all had to earn, and we continue to earn. And let me tell you, even when you reach the side where you're like, okay, I'm now established, there's still challenges here. They are still, so if you are wobbling now. The other side, how are you going to be? You only elongate your suffering. And now uphakamisa isithunywa uhleli nesipho sakho because wena awubabelieve, you are having self-esteem issues, you can't pay bills, and so they can go to hell. And guess what? It's your daughter, it's your son who's going to have to take that gift, and they will take it under very difficult circumstances because of you, because of your insults. Believe your spirits. Abogogo abomkhulu, they are alive and well and very capable. They don't choose by mistake. They think through everything they do. Meetings are held. Ngo-12 mabethi singasebenzi, it is because amadlozi, they are not on earth. You will not find a single ancestor on this earth. They are having meetings. The 12 o'clock meeting is the most important one of the day. Your name is spoken in those meetings. You are recognized. You are known by them. You are loved by them. But we don't work the same, Tina Nidlos. We are not the same level. We are not the same age. We are not of the same knowledge. You are sent. Prophet Elijah was being chased out of town by, was it Jezebel? And she swore that I will kill you the way I've killed all of those prophets, and I can't wait to taste your blood. That is how mad she was at Elijah. Elijah was had to run into the desert, and he cried out to the Lord. He said, I would rather die than face another day like this, because I follow all your commandments, Lord. Why must I be in this position where I'm being chased out of my own home? I'm sleeping out with the wild animals. And God said, shut your mouth. I'm bringing you meat and water every day. You'll live through this. It's the situation right now. It's war, but you will live through this because you are sent by me. And you can't quit when you feel like quitting. It is what it is, guys. Skoloto seltos asiboli. You don't get to do what you feel like doing. Sometimes you don't feel like it, but it has to be done. Destiny is destiny. It cannot be abandoned. If it is abandoned, there are dire consequences. Please believe me when I say that. And those consequences might not hit you, but they will definitely catch up to your children. And it's going to be so sad when you see your child be paralyzed for no good reason. When you see your child not being able to read at school because you did not do what you were supposed to do. When you get an opportunity, use it. Believe them. It's that simple. Believe them. Believe them. They are there. They are talking all the time. Give them time. Don't let your doubts make so much noise in your mind that they override them when they're speaking. Because they don't speak for nothing. Abasuzi mabekhuluma, abakhuluma amaqiniso. Yeah, I don't like how my lips are looking in this. I'm going to end it now. Because of Ramaphosa. Pray for our country, guys. A lot of things are changing in this country. A lot of bad spirits are rife. And it's organizations. It's organizations and The people that cannot afford are the people that are destroyed in every one of these scams and processes that are not being fulfilled. Now more than ever, those whose spirits are awake, really we need to work for the greater good. Imithandazo iyasebenza. Pray for our country. I'll be praying for you. And yeah, I need to talk on. Uyazi kubhlungu ukuba isithunywa ngoba usukuze uzwe ubuhlungu babantu abakuthumile, uzwe ubuhlungu bamadlozi abantu, ubuzwe la ngaphakathi kuwena ube buhlungu. Imagine you're standing outside of your grandchild's bedroom, outside the window, and you are banging on the window, and you are trying to talk, and you are screaming, and you are talking, and you are trying every day from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, and they keep suspecting that they hear something, and you see them peek at the window, and then they say, nah, and they close the curtain again. That's what you're putting your stringers through. Thokozani, let's do better.